Bruce Leroy, he got the second round submission win over Sting, SEUNGWOO Choi, man. AJ, we had talked about it. This is a performance of the night winning type of performance for Bruce Leroy, but let's talk about him almost having the fight ended because Choi put that power on him, right? So what was it, a right hand? Was it a stiff cross or something that dropped Caceres? And then what happened after that? Was it a nut shot? Was it an eye poke? What
It
happened
was
where
a
there was...
knee to the face, brother.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He gave him the Peter Yan Aljo Sterling two hands behind the back of the head, knee to the face, and that honestly, AJ, I don't want to say this because at this point it seems like Caceres probably would have won either way, just being a better overall mixed martial artist, but that cemented Caceres and the momentum shifting right there because Choi had him hurt, man. He had him on Queer Street, bro. It was getting weird for him. And then you get that knee to the face. So first off, AJ, two-part question. Talk about how impactful that knee was to the result of the fight. And second, is this just looking worse and worse for Aljo Sterling, bro? You know what I mean? Because it's like, damn, Choi took that no problem. Or Caceres took that no problem. And he came back and he won the fight. You know what I mean? But, like, you know, when Sterling, who took a very similar looking knee, was basically passed out on the canvas, you know what I mean, after, like... I don't know. I don't want to make light of anyone's injury, but I'm just saying it just feels like it's getting more meme worthy as every week passes. So, you know, tell me what you think.
Yeah, man, that knee, I felt like that knee was the shift of it. Because if he wouldn't have landed the knee and if he would have just stepped back and hit him with an uppercut or something, that was it, man.
Yeah.
Alex Caceres even said it himself. It was a flash knockout. And if you've ever been hit with something like that, where you just, go back and you see a flash, you have no idea what hit you, no idea how to change it. And it was in the middle of the round. So he would have easily thrown that right leg again and caught another stiff right down the pipe. Yeah, very, very impactful part of the fight. And it really changed the tide because you can only see it was in my what I have in my notes, man. This was fun versus like a serious intent fighter. And the second Choi landed that knee, he was going out like very respectful, like giving the hands, like I'm so sorry, going forward, and the demeanor kind of changed a little bit. So a serious turning of the tide. And to answer the second part, yeah, man, this is looking even worse for Aljo Sterling because at first when I saw it happen, I thought Choi hit Caceres with like the meat, the middle of his leg, like the thigh area. So I was like, oh, it's not that bad of a knee. He didn't catch him at the point. And then they showed the other side, the other perspective of their bodies. And homeboy caught him flush on the chin, literally put him out, had him going, neck stiffed, everything like that. It was a crazy one. And good respect to Herzog for calling, like, took timing out real quick. And what I thought was crazy, man, they give you a math test. Literally, it's a simple multiplication, 8 times 3, whatever it was. But like, you give me that in the middle of the fight, I might get that wrong just normally, but a pre-fight, yeah. Like the adrenaline's going, I might 17, like just fucking, I don't know, man. Like that's a crazy thing that they do. But yeah, it was a wild knee, and it's just making Aljo look worse. Because I mean, and like you said, not to disrespect anybody's injuries, but Aljo like rolled around, had the eyes open a couple times, like really hamming it up. And I think it's just because he saw his way out of the fight. And sometimes that's what dictates a true fighter versus somebody who's, not necessarily, I don't mean to disrespect, not say Aljo's a true fighter, because he is. He's been in there. He's serious. He's a real deal. He's a real deal. But Alex Caceres proved that it's just levels to that kind of game right there, man. And Alex Caceres didn't see his way out, even though he took a mean right hand.
No, I'm with you, man. And yeah, absolutely. It goes without saying. Aljamain Sterling is clearly he is a real deal fighter. The man is a champion right now, whether that's in real life or on paper, regardless. No, jokes aside, the man is a legit talent and one of the best to do it in the world. No disrespect whatsoever. But for Alex Caceres, it is that Bushido mixed martial arts mentality, right? It's that he catches the knee to the face, looks over at Choi, bows to him, right? And is like, all right, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get it, And I respect that because, in jiu-jitsu, AJ, one of the biggest things that they teach you is respect to have in the gym. Whether you're talking to your professors, whether you're talking to any of your teammates, any of that stuff, it's all about the respect, right? So yeah, we bow when we greet each other, we bow to each other. We do a special little handshake and whatnot. Every time that we're, about to roll or do this, man, it's always about that respect. And whether you're pissed off or you just lost, you just got tapped, you got your arm fucked up, whatever, it's always the, hey man, respect, you know what I mean? Like, no, we're teammates, man. We're not trying to hurt each other. Now, this is different because they are trying to hurt each other, but I do think that they both understand in the grand scheme of things, even though this is an international affair, right? You got an American versus a South Korean, they're still saying, together we are martial arts brothers. You know what I mean? We are in this as martial artists. So I thought I saw that stand out, and that's what won me over even more. What made me want to have Caceres as my fighter of the night, just because he goes to show, man, you don't have to be the most popular dude. You don't have to talk a bunch of mess. You don't have to be the flashiest guy. Your performance speaks for itself. Your results speak for themselves. And at the end of the day, your character speaks for itself. So shout out to Bruce Leroy. That was a huge win. Sent SEUNGWOO CHOI back in the queue for a little bit, man. You know what I mean? And we would be talking about Choi here in that potential top 15 if it wasn't for Caceres playing spoiler. And Caceres was a plus 240 underdog at open. So let's just say, man, we got to stop doubting Bruce Leroy. We'll leave it at that, right?